Hi everyone, this is Super Sport. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use my kitchen to customize a ROM for your own use. We're not going to add or remove packages or anything, we're simply going to open the kitchen, add or remove a couple of things, and then cook it. So let's get started. First thing you'll do is go to my ROM page here, and I've got it open already. Go ahead and scroll down to the download link. I'm going to grab the kitchen here. Now I always maximize this window, especially when we're running in low resolution like this. So you can see the download link down here. Now what you just saw is the download link actually opened, but it opened behind these advertising and what have you. So let's close that little ad. They're coming up. Whoops, it didn't grab. Let's try that again. It is something you might run into. It's pretty rare, but there it happened. Okay, start the download, and there it is. So we're going to save it to the desktop. It makes it a lot easier to find it later. Phone call. Okay, we're going to save it to the desktop, and I do apologize, everything's a little bit slow because I'm running in a virtual machine right now. So the download started. We're not going to wait for all of this to download. I'll get started here, make sure we got a decent connection, and then we will move on. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we've got the kitchen downloaded here. So what we want to do now is we're going to go ahead and double click the file, and what that's going to do, it's going to create a folder on your desktop and extract all the files into that folder. Let's get started. Go ahead and say install. And here it goes. And again, this takes a couple of minutes, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, looks like we're just about done here. Hopefully this will happen pretty quick. Now as you can see here, we've got the new folder on the desktop. Go ahead and open that up while that's happening. Oh, it just finished. Okay, so what we're looking for, a couple of things here. Here's what we're going to run. This actually runs the kitchen. Here's the extended packages. If you're going to add or remove packages, you would double click, double click, double click, and one more double click, and here's all the packages I've got in this kitchen. Actually a lot of them. I have some in the OEM directory also. So let's go back here. See in the OEM directory, Trinity, Common. I've got a couple in here that are extra. Now these other ones are the ones that you actually have to have in the system. This one I've created, or I'm sorry, this one I created here. And then this one, we've added to get functionality for the M2D. If you were not doing M2D, you could actually remove these two here. The startup animation, you can also remove that if you like, or you can change the image or the sound here to your own. Okay, so let's go back. We're back in the kitchen. So let's go ahead and start the kitchen. I'm in Windows 7 right now, so we have to right mouse click and run as administrator. If you're in Windows 7 or Vista, you have to do this. In XP, you don't have to worry about it. So we'll run the kitchen. Go ahead and confirm that we want to do this. And here's the kitchen. Okay, the easiest way to create a ROM, I've already created some ROMs and I've saved them. So you would go up here to load ROM, and as you can see here, I've got 23504 and 23569. They're both identical ROMs with different sys and zip in them. So if for some reason you wanted to run 23504, you could double click this and it would start that one, or you could select this one and it'll start that one. So either double click or select it and hit open. And what that does, that brings up all the settings I put into the kitchen. This is the ROM that I've released on the web page. So if you cooked it right now, you said create ROM, this would be the exact one that's on the web page. But we're going to go ahead and modify it a little bit. Let's see what we want to do here. We'll go on down here. Say you didn't want the alarm sounds in it, double click. It's going to warn you that some of the sys packages are very necessary for this to function. Alarm sounds are one I actually do leave in because there's a little more to it than just alarm sounds. But let's say you wanted to put the titanium back into it. You would enable these three right here. If you enable those three, you've got titanium back in the ROM, which means you could switch from M2D to titanium anytime you wanted to. Now I haven't done that because I'm trying to save space on this ROM. As you can see, there was like, I think 40 meg or so free after this is cooked. But these wouldn't be too bad if you wanted to re-enable. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to double click each of these and you'll see it goes from false to true. So now we have titanium back in the ROM. Let's say you don't want the games in it. For some reason you don't want solitaire in there. I believe that's the only one in this section right here. So we're going to disable solitaire by double clicking. It's going to give us the warning. Say OK. Solitaire is now removed. Internet sharing. That's if you want to use your phone to share internet to your laptop, you need this in here. I went ahead and left it in here because I do use it occasionally. There are a few things in here you really don't want to remove. I would say from here to here, definitely don't remove. Lock screen, if you don't want the lock screen where you slide to unlock, you disable these two packages. I prefer it, so I leave it in there, but it is a little bit faster not to have that. And you'll have the original, it's like Windows 6 or Windows Mobile 6 lock screen. I think Windows Mobile 5 is also similar. So remote desktop mobile, I don't use it. I use Log Me In, so that one's out. Sample music, I took it out. You could leave it in. There's a couple little short songs in there. Skybox, that's the Windows Live. Gosh, I don't remember that one actually offhand. I'm trying to remember it. I can't remember. Sky Market is the Windows Marketplace. I left that in because I know a lot of people like to download apps, and it's kind of hard to get Sky Market if you haven't put it in the kitchen. There are ways to do it, but it's just a lot easier from here. It actually does not install the app, so it doesn't waste a whole lot of space. It just gives you a link to install the app. Okay, we'll go down here. Themes, I could throw themes back in, but because I was using the M2D, I didn't do it. Voice over IP, I don't use it, so I disabled those. Welcome Center, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I believe in this ROM it actually did work, but there are a lot of times when you put that in and it doesn't function. That's where, when your phone starts up, it asks you, do you want to set up an email connection? Actually, it's beyond that step. There is that step there, but then there's another window that comes up. You can set up email connection, change your ringtones, a lot of things you can do in the Welcome Center. Windows Live I don't use, so I'm saving space. Apologize, I'm scrolling with my wheel. Weather widget, money widget, I don't use them, so I left it out. Super Sport base. Oh, beta removal. There's a beta warning on the main screen, and this is a package I created to remove that. Let's go down here. ArcSoft MMS, that gives you MMS capabilities. If you don't have that package in there, you're not going to have MMS. A couple other packages you have to have installed in my kitchen. These two here, the dummy firmware update and the dummy SQM, those have to be installed, otherwise your ROM won't boot. Another thing you have to have, or your ROM won't boot, is this WinSyn LS WWE. Has to be there. And there's quite a few other ones in here that really need to be there, but I'm not going to go through all of them right now. This is more about how to modify your kitchen. Active Sync Killer, you could take it or leave it. These here, these package, the ones that are prefaced by package, those are there for the M2D. Without those, you might run into some issues running the M2D if you don't have those installed. The XDA UC, that's not one that you have to have installed for M2D. That one allows you the XDA UC functionality. You can go ahead and research that to find out more about it. I put these in. These disable some things on the Today screen, just so it's not using up more memory. You can enable or disable these. So let's say you turn M2D off. What do you want to show on the home screen when you do that? Maybe I want the tasks to show up, so I will turn that one off, and now the tasks will show up on the home screen. Here's the Amoeba. Amoeba is where you can tap and hold the Start menu, and that gives you your free memory. Or you can tap and hold the bottom right corner. That brings up the Task Manager so you can close programs. It also allows the X in the bottom right to actually close a program instead of minimize it. So that's why that's in there. This one here I've created to enable the control panel settings, and I also have it delete the dev logger. That's something that I put in there. I don't know if it actually works, but I think it does. So I install it. And dev logger is something that starts logging files in the background and takes up all the memory in your phone, and all of a sudden your phone starts locking up a lot. So I hope that actually works. Somebody that knows better could comment on that and let me know. Maybe I wasted my time with that, but